Good morning. I think Prime Minister Modi has managed to keep a few of us away this morning. But I hope the rest of you are all ears. Coming to climate, we all know climate is the new, philanthropic mission, so to say. And I'm here to say why me and my family work on climate. Oh, I see a lot of friendly places. Hi, everyone. Some of you already know what I have to say, but, well, I'll say it for those who haven't heard me before. So I'm going to start with why climate and tell you a little bit about why the family works on climate. We are a family-funded foundation, and we are very, very climate and planet-focused, like our tagline says. Reason being, my children are in their early 20s, and their realization of the next 70-odd years of their life on this planet with the changing climate is a very scary future for them to see. As for me personally, I haven't been so disturbed in my life so far by climate changes, but before I started the foundation, I did a 2 or 3 year recce of rural work going on in India, and I very quickly put together the nexus between climate, degradation of the environment, the lack of ecosystem services, the fact that they do not regenerate, we are not exploiting our planet and its resources in a manner in which they regenerate year after year. We are not taking care of our ecosystem immediately around us, and that kind of led to my thesis on climate. But the children, of course, my son tells me, what do I plan for the future? I have nowhere to live, and he's 25, right? So coming to climate, I don't think any of us can ignore it. Now, what did the family do about climate now that we know that we want to work on climate? We want to work on a planet-focused approach, and we wanted to give back. And as with all people with resources, means, and education, some connections, we had some capital to deploy, more than we needed, and we said we are going to work on a planet-friendly approach across all forms of investing. So the family looks at impact investing with a very clean energy, planet-friendly approach. We have clean energy, we have green chemicals, we have a bunch of those in our portfolio, and constantly looking to do no harm to the planet and to create a positive change through our investment platform. But so far as philanthropy goes, we have a project based out of close to Pune, in the northern Western Ghats, which is a global biodiversity hotspot. And the way we work on it is all written here: dignity and well-being for planet and people. So we work on a landscape approach which takes a piece of earth, a landscape, defined by natural boundaries for us, because we always wanted to work on environmental interventions which made logical sense. So the geography is defined by natural boundaries. There happen to be communities in that geography who also we work with. The eventual goal being a community custodianship of their immediate natural environment. This being the northern Western Ghats, it is a global biodiversity hotspot. So every intervention that we do, has that as a lens. We all know that the Western Ghats are the source for a majority of the ecosystem services for a lot of peninsular India on the western coast. And therefore, this model that we are piloting, that we are working on proof of concept for, hopefully can go further on working on not just on the natural elements of our geography, but also prove at some point that the people can only prosper if the land that they live on can support them, and that they look after the land in turn. Reason I'm here today is to actually inspire more of you to look at climate not as a unidimensional problem. It's not just global warming. It's not just changing climate. patterns. It's not just erratic rainfalls. It is way beyond that. Everything in nature is designed to work with each other, support each other. There are innate checks and balances in nature. And even one species gone from the biodiversity upsets that. And we have been disrupting that for centuries altogether. And it is time some of us, with the means, whether it is capital, whether it's an education, whether it's management skills, whether it's the ability to draw in networks, any of us who have that bigger imagination to look at a multi-pronged problem needs to be in climate today. Richard before me talked about the complexities of the current philanthropic problems to get to our development goals by 2030, but he also stressed the need for innovation, stressed the need for thinking out of the box. And I think most of us here in this room are capable of doing that, which is why we are here. So I'm actually here today to give you all a call for action, saying, please look at climate as a wider lens, look at it from livelihoods, look at it from gender, look at it from clean fuel, look at it from clean energy, look at it from biodiversity loss, which a lot of us are not doing today. Look at it from being able to sustain our water resources, the quality of our air, and let's see how we can create programs and solutions which encompass, if not all, a substantial number of these viewpoints. So that's all that I wanted to say today, and I'm going to hand it over to the AVPN team.